Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing something very relaxing today. It's going to be a combination of meditation, yoga nidra, and we'll be using my very favorite prop of all. We'll be using a wall. So first things first, I'd like you to make sure that you are set up near a wall or near a chair, so that you can extend your legs up the wall or extend your legs, your knees, up to a chair. For the purpose of today's filming, the audio, I'm not going to be using an actual wall, but I will instruct you through it. When you set up near a wall, you don't need your hips to be right up against the wall. It's going to be somewhat dependent on the opening in the hamstrings. And the goal is that when you extend your legs up high, you can be entirely reliant on gravity to do the work for you. So though intensity does build in that passive inversion, you don't need to try in order to achieve or receive the benefits of the practice. So you can create any distance that you'd like between the hips and the wall. You could also slide a pillow underneath your low back or underneath the head, or a blanket. Make it feel good. Make it feel like a practice of surrender. And with that, let's jump right in. Before we bring our legs up the wall, we're actually going to start class in a standing position today. Bringing your feet at least hip distance apart, we're going to begin class with some gentle shaking. I'll show you from the side. You'll open your legs at least hip distance apart, maybe even slightly wider, just so that you can really ground through the feet and feel comfortable in the low back. Bring a gentle bend in the legs. The arms are passive. I like to think of myself like a noodle. And then just begin to find this gentle bobbing motion with the knees. The heels stay on the ground, just bobbing up and down, but because the body is passive, eventually the movement carries down all the way through to the fingertips so that you can feel a full body shake. And you can join me whenever you're ready. I encourage you to close the eyes. You can make the shaking a little bit more severe, more sensational from limb to limb, add some speed. But wherever you are, it doesn't matter what this looks like. This is very, very much about the somatic benefits of shaking out the body, releasing what is stagnant, and giving things the opportunity to circulate. Everything internal, it flows from one rhythmical motion into the next, from form to form. So as you shake, you're creating space for what's becoming through the body. We'll be here for just a little bit longer. If there's any part of you that's trying to control the shaking motion, see if you can negotiate with that part of yourself. Give yourself permission to really just give yourself to the movement. And without making this incredibly abrupt, just stop feeding the motion. That upward and downward motion will slowly dissipate. And without effort, you'll settle back into stillness, but only so that you can feel what's still moving, what's still shifting. And then when you're ready, you will make your way into, or rather, now you'll make your way right up to the wall. So as before, or rather, as I said, you lie on your back, bringing your hips as close to the wall as you like. And then extend the heels, the toes upwards. Feet can be hip distance apart or maybe even slightly wider. You want to feel the weight of the legs rest heavy to the low back. And then you can adjust, you can fidget, but eventually land in a place that you can really settle within, that you can stay within. You could bring your left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly, or maybe even extend the arms overhead. There's no right or wrong, but our intention is passivity. And then close the eyes. Shift your focus inwards by observing the breath. Allowing the belly to rise and fall. Expand and contract. Keep your focus on the breath as you now begin to get very curious about what you feel in the body. Shifting your focus to the toes. One by one, see if you can give them permission to relax. You might move them slightly before they find a final relaxation. Bringing your awareness to the soles of the feet, allowing them to relax. Softening the tops of the feet, the ankles, and the shins. Relaxing the kneecaps, the thighs, and the quadriceps. Allowing the weights of the legs to rest heavy in the hips. The low back connected to the earth. And allowing the belly to simply rise and fall. Within whatever other narratives, what other stories are present in the body and mind today. We'll be here for just a little bit longer. You may begin to notice that the legs get a little bit tingly, perhaps a little bit numb. See if you can simply feel without needing to create a narrative around whatever story is felt. Meaning, can you simply have an experience without being able to categorize it or label it or judge it? Could the sensation you feel be neither good nor bad, just simply something to be curious about? And whenever the mind does wander, which it will, see how quickly you can bring your focus back to the breath, back to the body. Bring the awareness to the low belly. Inviting every breath to soften this physical shape. Feeling the support of the ground below you. Noticing how the connection to the floor feels within the low back, the mid back, the ribs. Softening through the upper chest, the shoulders, the forearms, the biceps, the upper arms, triceps, the fingertips, and the wrists. Repeat internally, my entire body is completely relaxed. My entire body is completely relaxed. My entire body is completely relaxed. And then slowly begin to simply wiggle the toes. You can invite some gentle movement into the feet. And you can either just bend your legs, bring the soles of the feet up against the wall, or you can hug the knees all the way inwards towards the chest. It can be a little awkward. You can shimmy a little bit forward and back. We're eventually landing in a seat all together, but that said, take your time. So stay with the knees in towards the chest for a few cycles of breath, just letting everything dissipate. And then when ready, you'll roll on off onto one side of the body, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Same goes, a few rounds of breath, no desire to move to what's next. Using the breath as an opportunity to stay in this moment between. And only when ready, you'll make your way up to a seat. Feel free to elevate the hips so that the hips are above the knees, allowing the shoulders to stack above the hips. Closing the eyes, relaxing your arms to the legs. Taking a moment to let the body integrate. How do you feel? How much of yourself is here and available right now? And then you can gently open your eyes, or you can keep them closed for some simple movements. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands through to the center of the heart. Twice more, just like that. Inhale, arms high, let the shoulders rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more cycle. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, arms high to prepare. And we'll find a twist. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left fingertips come behind the body for support. With every inhale you take, find length through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, see if you can open up your left shoulder, your left ribs towards the back of your space. Just finding a gentle twist, and then allowing the breath to move as freely as you can within the shape. Inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale, the opposite side. Left fingertips back, right fingertips forward. Find length in the spine. And then connect with the breath. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms high once again. Side bend to the right. You can bring your right hand down to the ground and then walk it over to the right any amount. Left bicep is right by the left ear. You can keep your right arm soft. And you can even use that right hand to drive your left hip down. With every inhale you take, lengthen through the center of the heart. And as you exhale, rotate your right ribs underneath the left, opening up the left side of the body towards the ceiling. Inhale through center. Exhale to the opposite side, right bicep by the right ear. Left fingertips come down to the floor, walking over to the left any amount. Keep your right hip grounded. Be most focused on the space that you can create between the right hip bone and the right shoulder. With every inhale you take, lengthen. And as you exhale, rotating your left ribs underneath the right, opening up the right side body towards the ceiling. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Relax your arms to your legs. Close the eyes if they're not already there. And we'll close class with some simple meditation together. And meditation, it couldn't be more simple. But it's nothing that can be perfected. It's the practice of presence. Letting the sit bones ground, getting taller through the crown of the head. Observing the temperature of the breath as it moves in and out the nose. This body, it's the path. Notice where you feel the breath in the physical body. Observe how every inhale creates a sense of length within the spine. And every exhale creates this sense of grounding. We expand, we ground. We expand, we ground. Whenever the mind does wander away from the breath, away from the body, away from what you are directly experiencing within this moment. You simply notice where your mind wandered to. That is the reality, that is the thought, the situation that we are giving our energy to. And you simply invite your focus back within, shifting the focus back to what you feel, in the physical body, observing how much of yourself is really here and available to experience this breath, this moment. Just a little longer here together. It is from this place of presence that we can live most fully, most wholeheartedly, most open-heartedly, within all that we can't control. It is in this place that I will leave you. Thank you for participating in the revolutionary act of slowing it down, of shifting inwards. I'll see you soon.